Hey guys, and welcome back to Culture Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe. And this week, we're doing some Naruto content.
Woo!
How you feeling, Peps?
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, we haven't done any Naruto content before.
Yeah, we've wanted to do it for a long time.
Yeah, we just wanted to find an excuse to do something, and this week is it's kind of like a manga review.
Yeah,
It's a Naruto manga review, but not the way you'd think it would be.
yes, we're doing one of the spin-offs.
Yeah, it's not Naruto, it's not Boruto,
It's Naruto Konoha story, the Steam Ninja Scrolls.
yeah. This is like, to be fair, when we came up with the idea of this episode, I was like, okay, this is interesting because this is a character I kind of have no knowledge about either. Because it's bit of backstory. It's Asuma and Kurenai's kid.
Yes, Mirai Sarutobi.
So it's set in the times of what I assume is Boruto, right?
Yeah, so the first chapter is like set apparently 15 years after the fourth Great Ninja War, so like the end of Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
And then it basically like jumps again, so it is sort of in that Boruto time period because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess a little bit of spoilers. Kakashi has retired and Naruto is the new Hokage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's somewhere in Boruto. Like this was created to be that sort of bridging point, apparently, between the end of Naruto and Boruto, just to give a bit more like context of how the world has evolved.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't know was that this was originally a light novel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so apparently this was a light novel first, and it was only supposed to be the only light novel. Like this was it, supposed to be it.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
And then it actually did fairly well. So then they sort of like greenlit more
Yeah.
side stories as light novels.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
And then because this was popular, it also got an anime adaptation and the manga adaptation that we're reading or read.
Yeah. Interesting. Wait. So this is an anime?
Yeah, this got adapted for Boruto. So somewhere in the Boruto lineup,
Oh. Okay. So this is. Oh. Interesting. Okay.
yeah, so somewhere in the Boruto anime, like this is also in it.
Ah. Well. Okay then. Interesting.
So it's probably like filler episode or something like that.
Oh, it definitely. This is the one thing that I've got from this. So just like a little bit of context of the series before we get into it. It's so as I said before, it's Kurenai and Asuma's kid, whose mentor is kind of like their mentor is like Shikamaru,
Yeah.
if I believe right. Like yeah, so like
Well, that only makes sense considering, Shikamaru was part of Asuma's team and like Asuma was such a big influence to him.
yeah, like they had like she has her own squad and stuff. Like so, like she's part of a squad like in the first chapter. Like she has her own sensei and stuff. But Shikamaru is the one that like it kind of like she looks up to, which is nice. It's cool. It's good to see that. Yeah,
Well, yeah, you've got like, how it is in Naruto, and it's like you've got your team leader,
yeah,
and then you've got like your master, your sensei,
yeah,
your
yeah.
Shisho, the one who actually like takes you under their wing, and then you end up getting like stupid strong.
Yeah, yeah. To Midai, that's Shikamaru, and it's nice to see their bond. It's quite cool to see that in the first chapter, and then basically within that, you just see her on a mission. She's rescuing cats or a cat, and then she runs into an assassin.
Yes.
She tries to take him on. Doesn't do well. However, she's saved by Shikamaru and later Kakashi as well. Or Kakashi's the one that basically captures this assassin.
Yes. The sixth Hokage.
Yeah, so that's like basically a rundown of the first chapter, and from there, the whole concept of the manga is Mirai on a mission to like what's the word? It's kind of like
So she's supposed to protect Kakashi and Guy
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
as they're going on this mission, quote unquote, to the land of steam,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really a vacation for Kakashi and Guy.
Yeah.
And it's also everybody who is around Mirai is very aware that she feels the pressure of her lineage.
Yes.
Because she's the granddaughter of the third Hokage. She's the daughter of Asuma, one of the most respected Jonin in Konoha at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She's also the daughter of Kurenai, which, funny enough, they don't mention as much when it
No.
comes to she feels pressure, because like Kurenai was like quite,
She's a respected shinobi as well, yeah.
yeah, she's a respected jonin that's also like quite good at genjutsu, known for genjutsu. So like I feel like it's strange they don't mention that as much as well.
I feel, yeah, they really do focus on the Sarutobi side of her family. Again, I guess because they have a lot more respect. I guess it's a Sarutobi line at the end of the day. I guess that's what they're focusing on.
Yeah, I mean that's the important part also because Kurenai's still alive and the other two aren't.
Yeah, and she's just basically in the background and is that intimidating mother.
Yeah,
But it's nice. I don't know. It would have been nice to see a bit more of Kurenai, but is at the end of the day, it is Mirai's story. So
I mean at that point, like in the story, like Mirai's probably like 20,
yeah, yeah.
so like Kurenai is like way past. She's probably retired from being a ninja. She's not a shinobi anymore.
Oh yeah.
She's just like a civilian now who also happens to know ninjutsu. But it's I quite enjoyed it, to be fair. It was quite an easy read,
I would say so.
and it felt kind of relatable as well. I guess a little bit past that point in my personal life where I'm like, oh, I feel the pressure of everything and everyone that came before me, but like it's still sort of relatable because at some point everybody does feel that pressure,
Mm.
like I have to perform and there's expectations of me and what I expect of myself.
With this, I feel like as a whole, as this series or this like the short series anyway. I feel like if you look at Naruto as a whole, and if you were to watch this feels like a filler. However, I'm not against this because this is a side story at the end of the day, and it takes things a lot more slower. It's not like, oh, there's combat every week.
Yeah.
It's not like there's like do or die thing. It's just a very chill story, light-hearted. Like I love like seeing Kakashi and Guy a bit more as well, like just being chill as well. This is one thing, just seeing their characters just having a good time, and I'm not against that at all. I think if you want to get just a bit more out of Naruto, but not have like something like get a disaster every week. I think this is what you want. This is like a nice manga,
Yeah.
a nice side story that isn't too in your face. I think it's just a nice little tale about ninjas going across.
It perfectly like serves its purpose in that sense
Yeah.
because like we said before, like it was greenlit to be sort of like exposition, like to fill in the gap between Naruto and Boruto. And it's a light novel, so like, it's not like super serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so you get sort of an understanding of how the world has progressed from one point to another.
Yeah.
And I do actually feel like it does that job pretty well. Like you get to see sort of like the healing process after the fourth Great Ninja War. Everybody's like rebuilding stuff. People are still doing things, but like civilians have sort of moved on.
But shinobi still have a purpose, which is what they establish. Like shinobi are definitely still needed.
Yeah.
Which is like it shows that like yeah, there is still a certain hint, like a little hint of seriousness in there, but it's not something that overruns in this manga. It's not something that's like, oh my god, this is
Yeah. And I enjoy that, like the stark contrast between like Mirai trying to be the best shinobi and like finding conflict where there is none, and then Kakashi and Guy are just like goofing off.
yeah.
They're just like, oh man, oh, we didn't win any prizes. If those were real, kunai, we definitely would have got some. And then there's Kurenai, like, these are two shinobis. One's a freaking Hokage. They're legendary. How did, even with toy kunai, how did they not win a prize?
Yeah, it's one of those ones that, like they're treating this like Kakashi and Guy are kind of treating this as a vacation in a way, and Mirai is there like, what am I actually am I actually needed in this at all? Like, am I just like am I just like a babysitter? What is the deal here? And like, so she like there's like conflict, like, oh, am I actually being sent on a mission, or is this literally just like me like assisting these guys?
Well, there's also we did mention like the extra context of Naruto called like I'm assuming it's his first 5 Kage summit,
Yeah.
and Mirai's normally his bodyguard or one of his bodyguards,
Mm.
but he sent her off on this mission, and now she's like on top of feeling inadequate because the seventh Hokage just sent her away to babysit.
Yeah.
They also keep saying like there's an important reason why he sent you.
Mm.
He chose you specifically, so try and learn what you can. And she's like still trying to figure it out, but she's like thinking too much.
Yeah.
As a reader, it's obvious, right? she feels all this pressure. She wants to be the best, and she's like trying too hard. The whole point of sending her with these two guys who are fucking goofing off, even though they're like legendary ninja, is because lighten up. You know what I mean? Like, just do what you're gonna do, but lighten up about it. You don't have to be on edge the whole time.
Yeah, I think maybe this like it's. I think that's what I like about this series is like this character clearly has pressure and he clearly is like anxious about a lot of things, and there is. Like I said, these two just lax guys. They're like, yeah, cool. Let's have fun, like, and all this sort of stuff.
Honestly, if nothing says lax more than the one like page, you know, where they get to the hot spring town and then she's like, Where's Kakashi Sensei?" And then he's over standing by a tree
Oh,
and he starts crying and she's like, "What? What?" And guy comes over and he's like, "He's achieved his dream. He's found the legendary spot for Makeout Paradise." She's like, "What the fuck is Makeout Paradise?"
He's like, "Can I read Makeout Paradise?" And I no,
No, yeah, you're not old enough.
Oh, but I love to see the whole Makeout Paradise gag back as well, like because that was like way back in early Naruto as well. It makes that little like returns here and there, but it's good to see this back. I like that. I like Kakashi when he's like absolutely jokes as well. Like he's cool. He's a really cool ninja. He's like my favorite character in Naruto. But like
That Kakashi specifically just sends me back to 1,000 Years of Death.
yeah, oh,
With
what
that
an
bell
iconic.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's also nice just seeing like other characters come back as well.
Yes, like ones that aren't so prominent in like what Boruto is at the moment. Like,
Yeah, like you see Kiba, you see Tenten, you get the occasional like shot of Rock Lee. You even saw like little Neji at one point, which is sad because
yeah.
I guess spoilers, even though Naruto ended ages ago. So if you don't know, Neji died.
I love that he went like, "Oh, it's really sad," but he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is sad because Neji was one of my favorite characters. I thought Neji was awesome, but he died. So, sad, isn't it?
But no, it's like looking at some of those characters which really wouldn't have that much of a place in Naruto these days just because they are less relevant. Like Kiba and Tenten, back in the day, yeah, they were kind of relevant in Naruto, but they weren't the strongest fighters. It's like the equivalent of like sending in someone like Tien or Yamcha, even though like they are still kind of relevant in Dragon Ball. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of looking more at those characters, and I like that. I like seeing more of those characters that wouldn't get so much screen time these days. Like, I like seeing that kind of thing.
Oh, what's the bug guy? I want to see him.
Shino.
That's it, Shino, yeah.
Shino was so sick back in the day of early Naruto. They just like they sidelined him so badly in Boruto. 'Cause he's like the equivalent of Ikura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iruka Sensei. I mean, because he takes over at the academy, he like becomes a teacher.
At the Genin, yeah. So he's kind of like he's not even teaching. It's like not even the Genin, right? Is it like pre-Genin? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kids who are gonna take the test to become Genin, to become Shinobi. He teaches at the academy.
And it's like I feel like he was so sick back in there. Now he's just there, like, no one really gives a shit about Shino. Because I remember, like, then in Boruto they have like the trading cards, right?
Yep.
And isn't it like, oh, cool, I really want to get them like the Naruto trading cards, they're super rare. But then it's like, oh, there's a whole bunch of Shino Sensei. I don't want them. And it's just like, bruh, they did him so dirty. The man is a common ninja. Shino deserves better than that. Like he's not.
I mean, there are a lot of those characters that got done dirty because,
Yeah.
like, when you think about like Ino became really important because
Yeah.
of the Yamanaka family like mind thing, and then even Choji became way important.
Yeah.
Like he's like one of their main fighters. Shikamaru becomes Naruto's advisor.
Yeah.
Like Sasuke gets to be off and be like the secret fucking spy that goes off and does the dirty things that other people don't do.
Like everyone's relevant, and then fucking Shino's there like, I teach the kids, and it's like fucking.
Well, at least Shino teaches the kids. What Sakura and Hinata are like, oh yeah, we're housewives now.
Yeah, that's true.
And then what? Tenten's like, I own a weapon shop.
Yeah, that's true.
What's Kiba doing? Besides this, I literally hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, it's so true. You don't really get who is that other character that's with Kiba? Like, is it
Tamaki,
was she actually in the series beforehand, or was she introduced just like randomly now.
I think she's introduced somewhere else.
Yeah,
She's like a made up character in the same way like Mirai is. Like they're like new
yeah.
characters that existed, quote unquote, in the world, but not until this context.
Because this is the first time I've seen this character. I'm like, I'm not against it. I'm like, oh, that's quite cool. And apparently, she's a cat ninja as well.
Yeah.
Right, which I want to see more of that. I want to see like freaking ninja cats. Like, I want to see more of that shit. But like,
Well, like, wouldn't you think it'd be interesting to see like a whole like her and Kiba fighting together, like
yeah,
a dog ninja and like cat ninja, like
that's kind of like a shame that we only saw him for a brief amount of time in like chapters like 7 and 8, I think it is, or 6.
yeah, and she didn't do anything.
No, she didn't fight. Like Kiba didn't even fight really. He was just there as respected as like the closest dog ninja to the like.
Well, yeah, he was like the legendary dog ninja who also like given a tiny bit of fame immediately turned around and just like
Went straight
disappointed
to
his
head,
girlfriend.
yeah. Yeah.
Like they're fighting because they get to the hot spring town and it's like, oh, did you notice? And it's like, oh, it's the festival of the cat and dog or the festival of the dog and cat.
Yeah.
One day a year, this whole town fucking splits in half and fights over which legend is real, the cat god or the dog god.
Yeah.
And then that's why Kiba and Tamaki are there. But then like Kiba gets like hoisted on this float and he's like, yeah, fuck cats. Cat lovers can lick their buttholes. And then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, nice one, Kiba. Yeah, say that right in front of your girlfriend who's a cat lover, you dumbass. Of course she's gonna walk away, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, like I would have liked to see more of those two. Like a bit more like I want to see a bit more in action as well. But bear in mind this is a manga right now, which is very much it's a chill manga. Like there's hints of like there'll be conflict along the way. But right now in the 8 chapters we've read, there isn't much of that, or there's very little of it. Which I'm not against. I'm not against it at all.
It seems like it's gonna ramp up as well though.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like they're also like, oh, the man who killed my father, like Mirai, he came from the land of steam. Like maybe I wonder if the cult he was from still exists.
Mm.
And that was they show a panel of a face and the cult. So
Yeah, like a silhouette, basically. Yeah, so there's hints of that conflict coming back, which is gonna be cool. It's gonna be like the equivalent of like the final boss of the manga.
pretty much, and there's like a lot of little details too. Like Shikamaru gives Mirai Asuma's like chakra knives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're really cool, like
Knuckle dustery kind of thing. Yeah.
knuckle duster knives, but she can't use them yet because she's like, oh, I'm not good at controlling my chakra.
Mm.
And I guess that's a misprint because I guess she meant like the element of chakra, not the chakra itself.
Yeah, because fucking hell, if you're if you're like tuning,
Yeah, could you imagine?
and you're struggling?
I'm a tuning who's good enough to guard the most important people in the village, but I can't control my chakra. Like,
It's like fucking hell, it's a low standard, isn't it?
well, it's like, wow, this peaceful times Naruto, you really like barrier to entry, you lowered that real far, didn't you, bro?
Yeah. But all in all though, I like this manga. I think it's like it's a different side to Naruto, and I ain't mad about it. I'm not. No, okay, it makes me. I'm trying to. I feel like I'm sounding like I don't like this manga, but I actually really do. It's like I feel like it's like if you're used to the high action Naruto, Boruto stuff, then like no, it's a bit different, and you may like it, you might not. It's like if you don't like filler episodes, then this may not be your style, but it is its own standalone side thing, so who knows. Either way, you gotta read it to judge yourself, definitely. Like
I agree. I really enjoyed this.
Mhm.
Again, it was a very easy read. Before I knew it, I'd like read all the chapters and I was like, oh, where's the next one? Like, when's the next one coming?
Yeah.
So like I highly recommend it if you want some more, I guess, like world building for the
Literally, that's the best way to put it. It's world building with a nice story.
yeah, like it's not like the most important story,
Mm.
and it's not the most like on paper interesting story, you know, if you lay out all the beats, but like it's showing you stuff and bringing back characters, and they're doing things you wouldn't normally see in the Naruto universe. Like Tenten's pulling pranks on Guy. She's dressing up as a ghost and stuff, you know, like you're seeing Kakashi and Guy goof off. They're not like fighting and being serious like you saw them before.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that comedy side of them. I enjoyed that.
yeah, like you get to see all this other stuff, and it's like it's just interesting and it's nice because you get more context on what these characters are actually like.
Mm,
Before they were just sort of ninjas that fought and were names, and you remembered their gimmick, but now it's like they're a lot more fleshed out.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you have to say, Nathan?
No, not that I can think of.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think both of us would highly recommend this manga for any Naruto fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know your thoughts as well. We'd love to hear what you think of the manga, like any of the other side stories as well. Love to hear more about that. But yeah, if that's the end of the episode, then thank you for listening, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, check the links in the description. We got all the links to the podcast there. We got our Twitter there, you know, all that jazz. And I guess we'll see you next time for another Cultured Boys episode. Bye bye.
Bye.